All right. So this is why is my face like that? Okay. This is my yearly collection of my books that I have purchased and the library books that I still have. There are a few books missing from the library, a couple similar to those that I have on deck. So I have about 2.5 bins here full of books. Some I have purchased, a few still belongs to the library. I'm waiting still for the book Guilt to be tagged and stored in the bookstore so that I can purchase them. It's not ready yet. But one of the first books that I borrowed from the library and bought personally, which took about 2 years for me to purchase it, is the book Cult. I borrowed the book in 1 year actually, 2024, and I bought it in 2025. So this copy of Cult is personally mine, so this one is no longer the library's. This one is my personal copy of Cults. This one is also my personal copy. This is the Midwest Living Taste of the Seasons. I purchased this one from Dollarama, but this one is my personal copy. And then I have this one as well, which has a double binding cover. So let me just fix that a little bit. This one that has a double binding cover. If I can get it to shift the way I want it to shift, that would be nice. And it is not doing that, so we'll fix that after. We'll fix that after. We will fix that after. It's not shifting the way I want it to shift. But it is this book right here, when I can get it straight. It's this book right here. Okay, that is the book. That is the book right here. This is Albert Can Cook, how to cook recipes basically that you eat in restaurants. So that's that book right there. I.e., therefore, if you can order it to eat it in a restaurant, can you cook it at home? Can you cook it at home? So that's that one right there. And that's pretty much this bin right here. So I'm gonna put these books in here and put that one on the floor. Bin number 2. I will start off with my personal copy. A repurchase, but this one is adapted for young readers. This is a repurchase, and this is Michelle Obama Becoming, adapted for young readers, obviously written by Michelle Obama. Okay, and like I said, when I purchased this one, and I purchased it yesterday, the normal version is going to be coming back, and there's not much of a difference between both versions from what I've heard. It's just there's photos in this version. That's the only difference. But I had it, and I'm going to repurchase it when it does arrive. Okay, and then I purchased this one yesterday as well. This one is the Tourist Season, the Season of Courage trilogy by Brian Weaver. Brian Weaver, I purchased this one. And the rest, I believe, are the library, except for a couple. This one is the libraries. This is Life on Other Planets by Amoha Shields. So that's Life on Other Planets. This one is Costly Grace by Rob Schneck. This one is the library's copy. This one is my personal copy, and this is Twisted Love, Twisted Book 1 by Anna Huang. This is my personal copy, so that one should be there at the library. This one is also my personal copy. This is You Are Not Alone, Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. This is You Are Not Alone, my personal copy. Alright, and then I have this one from the library, and I have since met James Sickerman on several bases, and he has stayed in the home with me, and he helped me to plant a few holes in one on this property, which is why my garbage is still being picked up. So thank you, Mr. James Sickerman, for helping me to be able to plant a few holes in one with this book. And I haven't even finished reading chapter 1 yet, but that situation was solved. Thanks to James Sickerman. This is the Your Short Game Solution, Mastering the Finesse Game from 120 yards in. I was able to solve a few situations with this book. Not yet done chapter 1. This tray empty. On the floor it goes. This one right here, that's the big tray. That's the big tray. I still have this book. This is the library's copy. This is the next book that I want from the bookstore when the book Guild does arrive and the book Guild is purchased by me. This is the next book that I want. This is the Oxford Companion to Modern Poetry by Ian Hamilton and Jeremy Noel Todd, of whom I have also both met with, and they both also stayed in the home with me. So I've read the book, and I've met the authors of this book, and I still want to have my own paperback copy of this book for my own personal reasons. So pretty soon, hopefully. And this is the book that I am currently waiting on to be delivered. This is the library's copy. This is the Book Guild by Amanda Robson. Your Sister, Her Secret, The Betrayal. This is the copy that I want, is the yellow and the pink copy. There is a green and a blue copy, but everyone knows this is the one that I want. So that's why they're saying no, even though the blue and the green one is there. This is the copy that I want, is the yellow and pink, so they are correct to tell me no. So thank you. This one is my personal copy. You all know this very well. We are on chapter 6 of this book. This is the Lotus Shoes, Jane Yang, and this is the orange one, my very personal copy. Now, here is the Stories in Connect books. The Story in Connect book. This book comes before this book. Do you understand me? So when you're telling me that you are calling someone a nerd for knowing books, I'm aware. But I didn't have this book yet. This book dropped. This book was in the library. So I borrowed this book in order to be able to get this book. This book dropped. The gold book just dropped. This one comes before this one, okay? So this one, I finally have the first one in the Wonder Woman series, and this is Sunrise on the Reaping by Susan Collins, a Hunger Games novel. So this is kind of like me reading comic book strips, but I'm reading them in chapter form. I'm reading a comic book strip in chapter form, which is more understandable for me, but this is the book. That's the book. And then this one is also the same thing. Is a chapter book. It does have some comic strip form in there, but not a lot. This is The Secret History of Wonder Woman by Jill Lepore, and this is the library's copy. This one and this one also go together. These two go together, but this one comes first, and this one is the next one after this one, okay? Which means the story expands itself, which means don't be telling me no foolishness that this book comes to life because the story expands itself to block this book from coming to life. So, this book, this is chapter one extended from this book. So if you read chapter one of this book, this is chapter one continuing to tell the story and the tale of chapter one through this book. Because you have to remember that this is a short snippet story. It's not a full length story, okay? This is not the full length story. So in this book of chapter one of this book, this is the full length story of chapter one here, okay? So in order to understand this book, you need to read chapter one of this book first and then adapt to reading this book in order to conclude chapter one as being completed, okay? So this is the Philip Pullman, author of His Dark Material, Damon Voices on Storytelling. If you listen to the song by, well, yours truly, Rihanna Whoop, that's basically chapter one, is the song Woo right here. And if you listen to Alicia Keys' Empire, New York with Jay-Z, that's this book right here. So, I'm just saying, I just made it very easy and comfortable to listen to the story in music. And after you've read the chapter or the book, you listen to the music in order to wusa, in order to go do chapter two and get the book for chapter two in order to do chapter two. Okay? Which I'm just recognizing there's a book missing somewhere. Hold on a second. There's probably a part two to this. Be right back.